What's up, gang? We in here, but I'm not hyped today. Tragic situation. I had to switch the music up because it's so tragic. I can't come in turned up and crunk today. I just can't do it, gang. I can't do it, y'all. Bad situation, man. How many times I gotta say this? Bad situation, man. Bad situation, man. Bad situation, man. Seriously, this stuff is crazy. It's ridiculous. It needs to stop. But guess what? I hate when people say it needs to stop because it's not going to stop. That's how important the 2A community is, guys. That's how important we are, guys. The police can't be everywhere. They can't be everywhere. They're not God. We have to be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Family members, all of the above. Make good judgment calls when you're doing things like that. Be safe. But that's how important we are. That's how important we are to the community. Seriously, just think about it, guys. For people who don't like guns, I understand to a certain extent, but you have to understand our viewpoints too, and why we feel the way that we do. Things like this. The kids are innocent. Old ladies, old men are innocent. People are innocent. But the kids, though, man, don't touch the damn kids. Why you gotta touch the kids, man? Seriously. We gotta talk about this, guys. I'm heated right now. I'm trying not to get too hot because I might turn into a bowl of chocolate right now. Real talk. I might turn into a bowl of chocolate. It is what it is, guys. I see y'all out there in the streets. I'm pulling Tennessee Goddess in the show today. And we got some things to talk about, guys. For some of you all that may not know, I'm going to give you the rundown about what's going on. We're going to pull up some information so I can show you guys what's really happening in our state of Nashville, Tennessee. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Tennessee Goddess, I'm pulling you in a few minutes. Here we go. I'm dropping the link now for you. On the show today, guys, we're just going to have me and Tennessee Goddess for today. This is not a full show. This is just an emergency show. I'm going to be doing emergency shows, whenever things happen catastrophic like this. So I'm going to drop the link for you. Here we go. So crazy, man. Unbelievable. I just can't believe it. All right, guys, I'm doing a roll call. Jason, we see you out there in the street. Shanna Ewing, we see you. We love y'all. Tech Lover, I see you. Shanna Ewing, Tennessee Goddess, of course. Who else we got? Jason, I think I said Well, we got two Jasons. I have to get it right. Jason Hagstrom and also Jason Ewing, guys. Carol Lee is out there. We see her. Who else do we have out there? Let's see. And that's it for right now, guys. But we have 9 watching, so it's other people watching. It's just not saying them. But y'all can join in, man. Y'all know y'all welcome to the show too. All right. What's up, Queen?
What's up?
Just this stuff.
Completely speechless.
I'm flabbergasted right now. Seriously, I'm about to turn down the music because I'm just like, it's ridiculous, man. Not the babies, man.
No.
Seriously. What the hell are they freaking thinking? What are they thinking, Tiffany?
What was the woman thinking? I mean, now all I'm seeing is it's because she was he, whatever, was transgender. The person, 28-year-old, biological female, transgender, dressed as a male. That was it. There's pictures of her with AK-47, a meth range shooting. Just look like your normal person, that you would see everyday life.
Did they show pictures of her yet?
Yes.
All right. So this is the deal, guys. For you guys that don't know what's going on, first of all, with all due respect, I want to give condolences out to the families of the people who had family members and they passed away. I got to get that out the way. So, because the babies died, y'all. Y'all just don't know how much I feel about the babies and the kids. So, This is really messing me up right now. Where was I at, Tennessee Goddess? What was I saying?
You were giving condolences to the families that
Yes.
lost the
So
babies,
yes,
the three adults that lost their lives.
yes.
Uh,
Condolences to all the family members, guys. If you watching my show, if you're not watching the show, it don't even matter. It's just out of respect for all the family members who have been affected. All right. Just to give you a rundown real quick about what's going on. We had an active shooter situation today around 10 a.m. Central Time. The shooter actually died, I believe, 30 minutes later. And what happened was you had a young female, which surprised the hell out of me. I was at Old Charlie's eating when I was at work, and when they knew it was a female, I kid you not, I never heard nothing like this before. All of Old Charlie's went, what? They couldn't believe it. It was like, it was crazy. And once we found out about that, she was ready to go. You wasn't playing with that little girl. That little girl came in with 2 AR-15s, I believe, and a pistol. So
they're saying that it was AK-47s. Actually, the news reported as an AR-15 or assault rifle type,
but they was AKs.
Firearm, 2 of them, and a pistol.
So 2 were AKs.
Yes.
Okay. So 2 of them were AK-47s, guys, and then the pistol, of course. So that little girl wasn't playing. She came to do something, and she was ready to go. And bad situation. Let me go ahead real quick, guys, and pull up the map. I'm going to show you where it happened. We appreciate you all coming into the show right now. I see you guys. I'm kind of just focused right now on getting this information out. Vin W, I see you, bro. Warren Fowler, I see you, bro. I see you. We appreciate you coming through, man. Who else is out here that I see out here in the streets? So those are some of the faces. I think I said what's up to everybody else, guys. So I'm gonna pull up the map real quick where this happened at, just so you can get a better perspective, about what's going on. Okay. All right, here we go, guys.
I have the pictures if you want those.
All right, we'll pull that up in a few minutes. Let me pull this up. And then also I'm going to go ahead afterwards and I'm going to play the news report about what's going on to let you guys hear that. It's crazy, man. So crazy. It's insane, man. All right.
Big shout out to the first responders as well.
Yeah, they did a hell of a job, man. And that's one thing. You don't want to play with Nashville cops because they're not going to play with you.
No. The one thing I can say is that after all the other mass shootings or things that went down in Texas, the state of Tennessee volunteered and stated, if that comes here, we will act quickly, swift, and not wait.
Yeah, ain't nobody playing with you in Nashville. Ain't nobody playing with you here. Seriously.
I mean, basically, if you're going to come here and do that kind of stuff, you've just been invited for an ass whooping.
Yep, and it happened today, unfortunately. I don't wish death on anybody, even bad people, because I'm not like that. But, if you do things like that, there's a consequence in behind it. And sometimes it can be a good consequence and sometimes it can be a bad one. What we're looking at here, the school, guys, was a private school at the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee. And this is the address. It's 33 Burton Hills Boulevard, guys. I'm going to pull it up. I just really want you guys to see. And you can see on the map right now. Let me know in the chats if you can see the map, guys. Let me know. I need to see that. Make sure you guys see it. Okay. And there goes the church right there. It's the Covenant Presbyterian Church. We have a lot of non-denominational churches here in Nashville now because they're starting to get away from denominations because they're trying to captivate more crowds. But that's a whole nother conversation. But we have the Covenant Presbyterian Church. It is located right here, guys. And like I said, 33 Burton Hills Boulevard, Nashville, Tennessee, 37215. Anything you want to add to this right now, Tennessee Goddess?
I actually had an appointment in the area today, and my appointment was canceled.
Wow.
And I'm glad that it was, because I wouldn't have wanted to interfere or anything. My concern was all the traffic still in that area and the kids running across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just not from around here, not waiting their turn or holding up, could have hit one of those children as well. The news crew, there's just no words for some of them. The police chief, you could tell of his frustration after he repeated 3 times how many people were deceased and if there was any other injuries or people taken to the hospital.
Mhm.
The newscaster or guy, he was just like, so there's only 3 people that were injured. You said adults, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, no. I mean, he was very curt with him, and finally he just said, that's it. The next update will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Wow. Well, guys, yeah, just to let you know, give you some more information. 3 adults died and 3 kids. This is just ridiculous. If you can look on the map, I gave you a different viewpoint, a perspective here as far as where we're at geographically speaking. You see the red bullet point here right there. It is close to the mall at Green Hills a little bit closer to Belle Meade, it looks like. And in between Oak Hill.
Right down from it's in between the mall and Woodmont Boulevard.
Yep, it looks like it's right off of 431.
Yeah,
so
it's right there on the main road there, 21st, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's right there, and it's kind of set back from the street, and there's businesses around it. There's the Baptist church is right there on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
They're in big, huge white church, and they're on TV. Woodmont Baptist Church, it's on TV every Sunday. And then there's a building next door, and then that is the church there.
All right, guys, you heard it first. So we got some good information out to you all so far. I'm going to go ahead real quick. And anything else you want to say real quick before I play this news report? Tennessee Goddess.
I don't know if the news report is going to let you know, but the children were all under 10 years of age, so they were 9 years old.
That's crazy, man. That's all just ridiculous.
And I'm trying to reach out to a lady I used to go to church with to find out if this is one of the people that were killed, if that is the Kathy that we knew, Kathy Kuntz. And see if that was somebody that we knew, actually. The name sounded familiar. And one of the ladies that I went to church with and volunteered with, we built a playground a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she was actually one of the directors there at that school.
Wow.
And then she's became a stay-at-home mom. So, of course, she's hurting because she knew all of those people.
Unbelievable. Well, 13 in the chats, guys. Mike, yeah, we appreciate you coming over, brother. Whenever you see that live, I'm going to start doing like emergency. It'll be called Gun Gossip Emergency Lives. And me, Tennessee Goddess, if Mike wants to join us, of course, we'll be in the chat in here about things like this, guys. I think it's important to talk about things like this, just to engage and of course, give our condolences and stuff to the families also. With things like this happening. I'm going to play real quick, guys, this news report. And hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now. At least 3 children are reported dead after a shooting at Covenant School, a private Christian school in Nashville. The Metro Nashville Police Department tweeted that officers engaged the shooter and that the shooter is now dead. Vanderbilt University Medical Center says the 3 victims suffered gunshot wounds and were pronounced dead after arrival. The age of the victims is still not clear, but according to the school's website, it serves students from pre-K through 6th grade. The FBI and ATF are now assisting the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department. I want to bring in former FBI agent and AB's News contributor Brad Garrett, as well as former chief of detectives for the NYPD and AB's News contributor Robert Boyce for more on this. Robert, I want to start with you. Your experience as an officer. What's your reaction to hearing a situation like this? Young children now pronounced dead after a shooter at this school that serves pre-K through 6th graders.
Yeah, Diane, it's just a terrible thing. These things never leave you if you're a police officer or you're a parent. Those things haunt you the rest of your life. So this echoes of Sandy Hook here. It looks like the protocols are working very well here across the nation in law enforcement, but we're not stopping this from happening, and that's the real tragedy here. It's unusual. You have a Christian parochial school that's happening to. That part is unusual. Detectives will now figure out the motives, go social media, and do all these things that we normally do. But our protocols are working, but it's still happening. That's the issue.
Bob, in an investigation like this, what's the first question these officers will be trying to answer?
Yeah, it is sickening, bro.
Determine who the shooter is and what the motive was. That means going into ID him or her, go back to the house, go what's going on in their lives, do the social media profile, all these things, and then find out where the gun came from and how they got that gun. So these things that everybody knows this, they're off and running to do that. But the big question is why, and will always be why.
Brad, ATF and the FBI are now responding. They're assisting the Metropolitan Police Department there in Nashville with this. What does that tell you about the gravity of this investigation, and how will they help?
So let's start with a matter of routine. The ATF and FBI tend to respond to all mass shootings now. It's common protocol. They work together. They plan these things together. ATF will immediately, as Bob mentioned, go to work on whatever weapons were used, where did they come from, how did they get them, so forth and so on. The FBI may be able to help quickly if there's any sort of delicate forensic thing to do or an interview to be done outside the Nashville metropolitan area. But this is interesting, again, to one of Bob's points, is that this is a Christian school. I was with the FBI in Nashville for a number of years. I know where this school is. And I guess I'll be somewhat surprised if the shooter's not connected to the school some way.
That's the same thing I was saying, Tennessee Goddess.
Older. These are all younger kids.
She's connected.
We'll see how that plays
out. I knew it. I was saying that when I was out there at work.
And Robert, it feels all too often that we have to talk about stories like this. What do you make of the frequency with which this is happening, not only in public places, but now in a school, once again, a school full of young children?
Diane is picking up. It's not slowing down. It keeps getting worse. They know they're going to be confronted at some point by police officers armed and ready to terminate this act, but they're still doing it. So the motive is overdriving common sense. We'll see if there's mental illness involved in here. But what was the motive? Was it this anti-religion? We don't know right now. It will be interesting to see exactly what this was. And if anybody knew this was going to happen, that's why I always look to these things. Did anybody have a clue as to what's going on in this person's life? Because we see it all the time. So it's picking up and it's not going away despite the best efforts of law enforcement.
And again, we are following this developing story. What we know right now is 3 students have been pronounced dead at a private Christian school in Nashville after a shooting there. Police say they engaged the shooter, and that shooter is now dead. That school serves grades from pre-K through 6th grade. We will continue to update you on this story throughout the day, and we will have continuing coverage on ABC News Live. I'm Diane Macedo. Have a good rest of the day.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So basically, she is a female, biological female, that identified as her pronouns were he and him.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you, Bangers. I appreciate that. Sorry to cut you off, Tennessee Goddess. I have to tell him that.
She dressed as male. Mm-hmm. And so now there's just all kinds of posts regarding her and the gender and the transgender community, and people saying that they should die. So, I mean, now we've created this one person. I mean, it's always been there, but there's going to probably be hate crimes against transgender people, as if it's not already there as an issue. And then you have the babies that died because of this one individual that lost her mind.
Have they found out the age? Anybody in the chats, drop if y'all could research and do some research and digging. See if y'all could find if it was, what the age was of the shooter. I couldn't find it.
She's 28. 28 age.
So she wasn't a teen.
She was not a teen.
So they said she was a teen earlier.
As they said, suspected teen.
Okay.
But when they found out her name, identity, they found out that she had gone to school there previously.
Wow.
So she knew the layout of the school because she was a previous student. The school's been open, I believe, since 2001.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to go there maybe when she was 10, 12, something around that age. Fourth through 6th grade or so.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much to look at it. And she did look very young.
Mm-hmm.
it didn't say anything other than that she was they were saying transgender, and transgender has a whole other definition. It can mean anything. It can be somebody that's just dressing as the opposite sex. It could be somebody that's actually transitioning to the other sex, but that was stated that she was still female.
Man, people better leave them people alone. Some of that stuff I don't agree with, but guess what? That's my opinion. And guess what? The creator God created them too. Y'all better leave them people alone. Y'all better start loving these people. I don't care who they are. I don't care. Like we gotta start loving people, man. And that's the problem we got.
And so that being an issue, I mean, I have trans friends and they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. I have a tendency not to trust people that put their pants on and shimmy them down, both legs in them. That makes no sense to me. So those are the people I don't trust. But that being said, this person, some of the pictures that they've shown of her, she looks very sad and hurt. So there's.
You mean her before pictures before she died?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Paul the Fifth, I see you out there, bro. That's my brother right there, Paul the Fifth. He's out there, guys. Oh, that's her.
That's her.
Oh, you can see it in her eyes. Yeah, I mean, I'm an energy person. You can just see it. You can see it in her eyes.
She's broken.
Yeah.
That's a broken child right there. I don't know how old she was in that picture, but she was broken.
So my whole thing is, man, we got to find out what was her story, what led up to it. We always point fingers. Oh, that's an evil person. Yeah, it was bad what she did, but I want to know more. I want to know what led her up to that, huh?
She was an artist.
Yeah. So, I want to know more. I want to know about the family. I want to know about the mother, the father, the whole thing. Yep, that's her.
That's her.
Did she, as a kid, did she go to that school or something?
She did.
Oh, snap.
So there is something deep.
I think it is. I think it is.
That has to do with a reason for something like that.
What if they break story now? I'm just saying, guys. I'm just thinking right now. What if they break story and come out and say one of the teachers or something did something to her? You know what I'm saying? Like some crazy stuff. What if that happens? That'd be crazy. Carol Lee said, when I was watching the initial broadcast, there was a broadcaster who said that she had a family currently in the school. Later, she said that person had gone to break. Oh.
Yeah.
Carol Lee said that person was the receptionist. And then she said, I heard that she specifically sought out the headmaster. Dang.
Yeah. And which is odd because at the time that she was there, my friend was the headmaster.
Now explain this headmaster stuff to me, because I don't know nothing about. I didn't grow up in a Presbyterian church.
It doesn't have to do with Presbyterian. It's more of a private school thing. I went to private school.
Oh, I ain't go to private school. I was in the hood schools. I went to
public. A headmaster is somebody that is going to run the whole school. You have a headmaster that runs everything about the school. You also have a principal that's below the headmaster.
Okay. Carol Lee dropped something else. Tennessee guy said that. So I'm thinking that she was out smoking and left the door propped open. I don't. From what I hear, they didn't have good security. From what I hear,
they don't have to.
Allegedly speaking,
they're a private school, so private school doesn't have your SROs.
Yeah,
they would have to hire somebody privately to have them there. So there's that. And then you have, and I'm just going out there, some of the Christian schools and people that I know that have Christian schools have actually stated that, oh, we don't need a security team. God is our security. But I also know churches that have their own security teams. And I have friends that are the leaders of the security teams. Even, I'm going to say, I used to go to Cross Point downtown, and we had a full security team because the pastor got threats all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a lot of them that got security now. My old church that I used to go to, they securityed up, ready to go. I mean, you got pastors carrying pistols and stuff like that. I ain't gonna tell you what church I went to, but they ready to go. And this is a big, nice church. And a lot of churches are doing that, and they should. And I'm gonna tell you this. I bet you after this, though, they gonna have probably metal detectors. They probably gonna have locks that lock automatically on the doors now, and they're gonna have a big problem after this because a lot of lawsuits about to fly in that area. I'm gonna let you know right now.
That's a possibility.
It's a lot that's gonna fly in that area. You got 3 babies dead and 3 adults.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I mean, they can try to sue the church.
Yep, they gonna come after that church.
They can try.
They gonna come after it.
Yeah,
they're gonna do it.
They don't have anything. I mean, what are you gonna get? We are a litigious society, and I mean that's sad in itself because we want to sue for every little thing.
Well, but what's sad to me is that you got a church like that in a very well-to-do area, right? And it's a tax-free. Churches are tax-free. They don't have to pay taxes. So how the hell they broke is what I'm wondering. Where is the money going? I'm gonna tell it like it is, huh?
Keep the lights on. If they're a private school, they have to pay those teachers, and those teachers get paid a lot better than public school.
So wait a minute. So is this a church / school?
Yes. So another thing, I'm not sure if everybody caught on to it or seen that. So remember the shooting at Waffle House?
Yep.
And Akil Da Silva?
Mm-hmm.
So his little brother was there at that school.
Mm.
And his mom was actually there to pick up her son. So Akil's youngest brother was there. She moved him to that school thinking it's going to be safe. And he was killed by an active shooter. And now she has to worry about her youngest son.
Mm.
They interviewed her on the news, and she was calm for a minute, and then she just had no words. She could not say anything else. They had people, evidently there were a lot of people in the area at the time that had been in mass shootings. There was a lady from Chicago that said, yeah, me and my brother were in a mass shooting in Chicago. So we're survivors. And they had pulled them aside and had them on the news. And I'm like, that's very odd that you would have 2 people that have survived, or families that were, their lives were changed with a mass shooter.
Well, Carol Lee has dropped something here. She basically said they were told in the past about the vulnerabilities of the school / church. Based off what she's saying here, the schools fixed them. All doors were locked from the outside. Bangers and Bullets just dropped some. We appreciate you coming through, bro. Miss your face over here, man. He said the Form 990 tells all the information on a nonprofit. Yeah, we need to find out what's going on if they going broke, because there's something else going on, and I'm going to just be real with you. In a lot of churches, and I ain't going to call no churches, but I know them specifically in some well-renowned areas, it's a lot of snakes in them churches that be taking some of that money. And it was, huh?
Yeah, they've been on the news all morning.
Yep. And
not this church, but it started out with another.
I don't know if it's going on there or whatever the case is, but they better get ready and get some lawyers because it's about to go down. That's for sure. Let's see. Little Mama just dropped something. Little Mama, we see you out there. She said the tuition at the school ranged from $7,000 to $16,000. Damn. Now, if they ain't got money from that, Tennessee got us.
Hey, damn. They gotta pay people too.
Man, they about to have some issues. Let's see. Nathan said one of the news reporters said she shot the door. Damn. She shot the door open, and I think no matter what school of all of them should have a SRO officers at them. Well, guess what? They're gonna have probably every day. Now they probably gonna hire Metro. I wouldn't doubt it.
They gotta find. We don't even have enough Metro. Maybe they'll hire somebody from.
Man, they better do something
from High Caliber.
Wow.
High Caliber has their own security group there.
Carol Lee said, Nathan, they said that, but the glass is on the outside of the door. Little Mama 615 said this is a private Christian school. Okay. All right. So, yeah, man.
So there's all kinds of takes, and everybody's, their passions are high about, of course, love children. They are our future and everything. And then you have just the one other thing, I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place with this, is that I didn't watch it, but the president supposedly made a speech, and some people said he was joking. So a lot of people are really pissed off about that. Did anybody see that?
Yeah, let us know if you guys seen that, because I would like to know about that. Yeah, they got some issues coming up. They got some real big issues. And whoever it is, the administrative head person, they about to have a lot of heat on them after this. A lot. A lot. This is bad. Bad news, man. Yeah. That's 6 people. But the deal is you can have 25 adults die. And if you have 1 kid die, you got some issues, man. And it's weird that it's like that, but that's just how it is. The babies, man. Like,
yeah, I saw that, Carol Lee. She dropped something there too. I saw that where they have paid consultants to come in for active shooter drills.
Mm-hmm.
And for all schools have something similar to that. My nephew is not in the Davidson County system, but he's in another county. Mm-hmm. And he said they had an active shooter, allegedly. So
Jason said, I can't stand to even listen to him.
Right. One other thing that I am seeing in my community and neighborhood area is that moms have already started ordering the backpack plates.
Yep. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about next.
One lady posted a link to them and told them what happened. The link is gone now, so I couldn't tell you what it was, but whoever it was, the store sold out of their plates, and they were offering a little bit of a discount for this area. And then now, of course, they're sold out. But that was, almost 8 hours ago.
Yeah, guys, she has a point. I was going to bring that up. She has a big, big point. What do you guys think? Back in the day, people would go crazy. No, these kids don't need no stuff like that. But what do you guys think now in the age that we live in, with the point that she brought up? What do you guys think about bulletproof backpacks now? I mean, book bags. Sorry, difference between backpack and book bag. Book bags. What do you guys think about that? I think that every kid, no matter where they're at, should have something like that. Seriously. And it needs to be rated correctly also. Honestly, I think they need to go with level 3s now. What you think, Tennessee Goddess?
I agree that there should be some protection, but also keep in mind some of these children are small and can't carry that.
Well, remember, they have different technologies though. They have so they have soft plates, and then they also have the heavier plates too.
Right. And these kids are being required to take their books and stuff home. So they're going into their satchels, backpacks, whatever it is that they're carrying. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them carry them on their back. A lot of them now I'm seeing them on wheels because it's too heavy to carry. Mm-hmm. So that the young lady that I know that purchased, she has a 6-year-old, and she is a 2A person as well. Mm-hmm. And she has trained her daughter that if you hear gunfire, you are to play dead. That's it. She's 6 years old, and that little girl plays dead very well. She just lays there. She's gotten to the place where she barely breathes, and she can hold her breath and just slowly let it out so that it looks like she's dead. So that is the society that we live in now, and that's very sad.
It is.
Train your child to do that. Jennifer on Fox 17 was stating that her daughter came home from school and was telling her, "Hey, Mom, we had to do active shooter training, and I'm the one to make sure that the door's closed."
Right.
Her child is young.
Right.
A 6-year-old having to make sure that the door is closed. That's a lot of responsibility for a 6-year-old.
No,
Why
is.
You're not making sure the door is closed and then taking care of the kids.
You're right. You're right. Jason just dropped something right here. He said, again, arm the damn teachers. Great point. Now, I'm going to tell you, Jason, that subject right there is a very touchy subject, because I'm listening to everyone, half the people saying yes, arm them, but then another half of the people saying no. And then some of the teachers even scared to be armed. I noticed when I was watching the news, and I'm like, dang, this is a messy situation. So, you know, that one right there, I think that's one that eventually is going to end up coming up. But you got some people who are the teachers that don't like guns, and that's where it gets very problematic. And so I don't know how we're going to handle that one, but I think that subject is most definitely something that needs to be expound upon, you know, touched on, you know, in our council meetings and stuff like that. We got to do something, man.
At one time, the Glock store was offering free handgun training for teachers in the Davidson County area and surrounding areas. I don't know if they still do it, but they did at one time. Yeah,
you got a point, Jason. It would be a hell of a deterrent. It would, especially with teachers who are excited about learning about things like that and excited about, you know, being able to protect themselves. If it's teachers like that, then yes, they, you know, it will be a hell of a deterrent. Like, things will get suppressed very quickly, unfortunately and fortunately at that time. Yeah. I mean, you know, you can't, man, don't run up on the kids, man. That's just, you know. Let's see. Little Mama 615 dropped some, y'all. She said they are scared because of the liability. Yep. But they still should have a choice. And it's a touchy subject, Little Mama. It's touchy. For me, I'm gonna be real. I lean more on the side on what Jason is saying, but I do understand the other side because people have choices. They have decisions to make. Now, where it's real gonna get real fishy and funny is if the state says, you know what, F this. We don't care. You have to have a license in our schools. And if they administer that, it's going to go down. Like, for real. Like, you probably going to see some teachers tap out and quit because they just don't believe in guns. And then they're going to be replaced with teachers who truly believe in protecting themselves. And I wouldn't doubt that some of the conservative states in the South would probably push that through first. Real talk.
Yeah. Well, one of the other things, I have some friends that are in the school system. Their biggest thing is, I can't afford it. We're not paid enough for me to go out and buy a Glock. I'm not paid enough for me to go out and buy ammo, because what I hear is ammo I have to change out so often, and I have to do this, and I can't afford that. And that is one of the biggest things that I hear from them is, I can't afford it. Are they going to, you know, what would be an ideal thing? I mean, the police department, they're required to buy their own firearms, but they get a discount. Why can't we do the same thing for teachers?
No, you're right. You're right. Something's going to have to change because we live in a different time, man. These savages and thugs, or whatever you want to call them, man. You know, some thugs, good thugs, they good people, but then you got the bad ones. And then you got savages are going to be a savage, you know, and so it's just like, you know, anyway, I'm rambling right now. Let's see. Carol Lee said it took 14 minutes from the time the call came in to the police department to the time they killed the shooter. Way to go, Metro. Carol Lee, Metro, you don't want to play with them here. No. We got the big black boys and the big white boys on you. You don't want to play with the Metros here, man. Like, it's a different breed here, it seemed like. And you know, I wasn't a fan of cops, and I'm halfway still not a fan of cops. But I'm learning to respect their position because they're everyday people, just like anyone else. Unfortunately, you know, when I was coming up and I wasn't a bad guy, I was profiled many times, especially when I first moved here to Nashville. So I've had a different experience. But as I've grown and matured as a man, I try to understand other people's viewpoint and other people's perspective. So I have a halfway respect for them, which I think that's enough coming from me. I do have a halfway respect for those guys. And I know that job can be stressful, testing. You know, one of my friends, he a cop, and I have two of them, they, you know, and what I know, they good people, man. They used to come into AT&T to me, you know, to help them out with their cell phones and stuff like that. And they just gravitated towards me, man. And this is when I wasn't doing YouTube or anything like that. And I just found out those guys were just good dudes, man. They just happened to wear a badge. So you got some funky little slut balls in a group throughout the nation. And then you got some good ones, man. I have to admit, you have some good ones, you know?
Yeah, there's always one bad apple in the bunch.
There ain't no one. It's a lot of bad. It's a lot of ain't no one.
It can be a bushel.
It's yeah.
Yeah. You know, because sometimes, you know, people have a tendency to follow. They can't be their own person, and they need to follow whatever somebody else is doing. You know, my dad always told us is, you know what? Don't use your head for a hat rack. I never understood what it meant until I was like, he means for me to start thinking and not just put a hat on my head just because that's where it goes.
Right.
You know? So I'm like, I totally get it. You know, and you hear all the time, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Well, guess what? Audrey Hell, she played stupid games and won stupid prize.
But you know what, though? I think she was ready for that.
She was.
I ain't gonna even lie. Like, if you coming in with 2 AK-47s, you're not playing. You're not playing. You know you ready to die that day. So it's like some kamikaze type stuff. She coming in, she ready to go. Yeah.
And one of the newscasters, I actually had lunch with him one day, and he seemed like a pretty cool dude, but today I just really wanted to shake him. I'm so full of violence today, and I apologize because this is just really taking me over the edge. This guy continuously said, he said, well, you know, they should really be thankful because if they were with an assault type rifle, those magazines, those clips have like 30 rounds in it. And it was only 6 people that were killed.
She was coming for blood because think about it. 7.62 by 39. Man, she coming for blood. She coming for blood.
You are not going to find her pictures and pages out there. What I showed you is what people got before they took them down. As they were finding her on Instagram and Twitter, those pages were being shut down so quick you couldn't think straight because there was pictures of family, all kinds of stuff. Even Facebook shut them down. There's other pictures of her that were out there and now they're gone. People that saved them and got them, it's like the bots in Facebook have gone through and just knocked them out.
Man, this is about to get heated. This is going to be interesting. I don't think this is over yet. Watch what I tell you. This is going to turn into a big, big story. Carol Lee, I want to thank you so much for that that compliment. I really this is me, man. And that's why I say I'm not from this planet, because it's hard to, people be trying to read me, but I'm I'm really not from this planet for real. And so you know, I just like to be me. I'm just me, you know, in all different type of ways. That's just who I am. So I appreciate that. Seriously. Let's see. Jason, who was this? Oh, Carol Lee dropped something else. She said she had extra ammo as well. Man, that girl, man.
But people are going around saying that it was a man transitioning to a female because she was carrying all the ammo. I'm like, don't underestimate a woman, especially one that's crazy. And obviously she had some screws loose. I hate to say it that way, but, you know, she just was not okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. You know where it's going to get real dangerous, Tennessee Goddess?
Where?
You know when it's going to get dangerous? This is when it's going to get dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah. When it's going to get dangerous is when you have somebody who is training and really training low key, doing stuff, you know, you never know what's going on with them, and they really know what the hell they doing, and then start implementing things like that. That's when it gets hairy. Because you can't subjugate a person like that because they know what to expect. They know what to look for. They know how certain people move. When you start getting intelligent people like that doing stuff like that, that's when it's going to get, and I'm not saying she dumb. I don't think she had it strategically all together to pull something like that off all the way. I'm not sure. I haven't, you know, I'm just now hearing some of the story, but from what I've heard so far, they took her out in a certain time frame. I'm saying if you got that one that knows some other stuff, it'll get real bad. And just so, I don't know. Thank God the situation was suppressed. Again, I don't want to see anybody die. I don't care if they're a bad person. I still don't want to see them die, but I don't want to see other people die from that person killing other people either.
That's true. You know, does anybody know how many times the police shot her?
Yeah, drop that in the chats, guys.
If anybody knows that, because
drop that in the chat.
I've heard across the news channel that she was shot multiple times.
Man, Carol Lee crazy. Look what she put today.
Yeah, she said don't like Missy, but you know what? There's some that do. I'm not one of them. I don't want to get down with all that. But yeah, I haven't seen how many times that she was shot. There was a gentleman that was out in his backyard. They had a video with him or interview with him, and he was clearly shaken into tears that he heard the shots. Most people said they only heard 5 shots, and others said they heard more than 5.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Carol Lee. If it gets like that, where they come in, start wearing armor, and they know how to move, like it's gonna take it to another level.
She was not wearing armor, the police chief said.
Yeah, she messed up.
And so, no, she did it right.
What you mean?
You take a life, you need to give yours.
Oh, I feel you.
As I just say that, and I just heard a gunshot, so.
Oh, dang.
I'm like,
What, you out there out east or something?
No. I'm definitely not. Sometimes it's gunfire, sometimes it's firecrackers.
I don't know, Tennessee guys. That door might get kicked in a few minutes.
That's a lie.
The devil is a lie.
Yeah, y'all. I'm like, that's a fresh baked lie right there. Because go ahead. Me and my girls will do the happy dance. Hello. Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Fancy will come out and play.
Man, doing a 2-step too.
Oh yeah.
Doing the 2-step on them.
I'm like, no.
It's like, sad, y'all.
It's very sad. So what does this mean for us as the 2A community?
Tell them.
So they're already after our guns as it is. And all I've seen all afternoon is people saying, we just need to get rid of the guns. We need to get rid of the guns. Of course, there's the legislature here in Tennessee, Davidson County, are trying to say, if your gun is stolen from your car and it was unlocked and you left your gun in there unsecure, that you should be fined for it.
You should.
I kind of agree with that.
I totally agree with that. If I don't care if it was a mistake. If you left the door unlocked, guess what? You asked, I'm saying it on live. You asked out of luck. Yeah. Seriously. Because that's just irresponsible.
Agreed. And, but even if you do leave your car locked, and even though your car is locked and your firearm is in there, there's a reason they're breaking in cars or breaking windows, because they see something else out there that they want.
Well, this is the deal. In the state of Tennessee, you're really supposed to have it locked.
Yes.
You're really supposed to have it locked. And a lot of us, I ain't going to say no names, a lot of us keep it in areas that's not locked. We do it for easy accessibility. In case we got to draw, you don't have to go through all that extra stuff. But really, we're supposed to have them locked in the car.
It can be on your person.
Or on the person.
On your person.
Correct.
It can be, as long as it's within the driver's vicinity.
Well, I'm meaning when you leave the vehicle. I'm meaning when you leave the vehicle.
It is supposed to be secured.
Yes.
Having a locked car does not mean that it is 100% secured.
Right. Meaning
people have a tendency to put it in the armrest, put it in the glove box.
That's exactly what I'm saying right now.
We're going to look.
Yep. It needs to be locked in that area right there. And a lot of people don't do it. They'll leave it in the car and just don't leave it, leave it unsecure. So it's just, and I think a lot of us make that mistake sometimes. But like you said, I think things are going to tighten up. Number one, they won't be able to take firearms. Like, you just can't. Why are you even having that discussion to try to take firearms away? Because guess what? It's so many firearms out there. There's no way you can get them.
You can't take them all.
I don't care what kind of program you're trying to bring to the forefront. Oh, we'll give you $400 if you bring your gun. Man, you got 2A people will laugh at you in your face and spit at you at the same time. Real talk.
I agree. And I've seen one comment today that just cracked me up that said, oh, when they thought it was a teenager, they said, oh, her parents just weren't responsible and locked up their gun, so she got it and took it to school.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case. That is always not the case. If you raise your children to be responsible and educate them about guns and gun safety, this kind of situation doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that it happens. I'm not aware of it. A couple of years ago, a child in my subdivision was shot and killed from his 3-year-old sibling because the gun was left out on the bed. You know, the 3-year-old had no idea, thought it was a toy, and just couldn't pick it up because it was too heavy, but hit the trigger and the child was laying on the bed. You know, so they were talked about charging the parents with that too. You know, yes, you had a firearm out with children. You've already suffered enough as it is, but what do you do in that situation too? I mean, that's a double-edged sword. You've already been cut because you've lost your child. You want to add more to it. There's no easy way, but people seem to think that it's the gun's fault. And of course, even the police chief that just ticked me off, an assault rifle. I'm like, dude, you know you have as many ARs as more people do, and you're calling it an assault rifle?
Well, no. Well, he intentionally done that. You know that.
I know he did.
Come on now. He intentionally. You have to use.
Kept saying it.
They're called power words. They use words like that on purpose in the news. On purpose.
Yes, I know. That all day long, and I'm like, you know what? And I've heard him say it correctly before, but today it was an assault rifle. And I was like, you know what? My rifle has not assaulted anybody. We can sit on the front porch and drink sweet tea and not assault anybody. Now, if I'm getting up from there and I bump you with the butt of it, that's an accident. Was that considered assault?
Man, they bet not try to take the firearms, man, because the thing is that's really gonna put people in a really bad situation. And most likely, if they do that, they'll probably grandfather everybody else in. But it's so messed up for the people who don't have anything in the future. And it's like, you know, left out there, you got tons and tons of firearms in bad people's hands. You're not getting those. You may get a small percentage of them off the streets, but guess what? It's so many out there, y'all ain't even putting a dent in it. I'm going to just be real. Nationwide, these cops are not even putting a smidget dent in what's out there. They're just not.
And not even that. Other countries that know that some felons are not allowed to have these guns, they ship them over here to us. Because you know what? They sit back and watch us. We look foolish over here, so we get guns, and sometimes we're shipping guns to other countries too that we should not be doing. So,
oh, that's a fact. You know, one of the main places, one of my people that I rock with, Mexico. Yeah. I mean, that's a big, you know, funnel, and I ain't gonna even go down that line, but you know the rest of the story. I mean, it's so much money involved in that situation. That is just not going to stop. The only way that they can stop firearms, guys, is only one way. The only way they can stop firearms is if the government in the United States of America says, guess what? We're going to completely stop manufacturing. And then even then, Americans are so smart and so resilient, we'll start making them ourselves.
They've already started doing that. I mean, the ghost gun. What is it in Virginia? They're asking you to turn in your ghost gun.
I mean, you could 3D print these boys now.
Turn in your ghost gun. It doesn't have a serial number, and you print it on your 3D printer. We know you have a 3D printer, and you probably printed a gun, but just turn it in. Then you have people. I have a friend of mine that was like, it doesn't matter. As soon as they make that statement, I'm going to go down here to John Deere and rent me a backhoe, and I'm just going to bury mine in the backyard.
Right now, me and Tennessee Goddess are not condoning this, guys. I have to put this because this is a live show and people go back and watch it. Oh, I.T.T and Tennessee Goddess said this is no. We just know that people have that capability. We're not saying to go out and do it, but we know, and it just ain't 3D printing. They have other ways to make them now. That's how serious this thing is. So let them go ahead and try to cut our supply. Boy, they're gonna have a big problem on their hands.
The schematics are on the internet.
Huh?
The schematics are on the internet.
Man.
You can make whatever you want to. WikiHow that.
And we're not condoning that, guys.
No.
But you don't really want to know what I think, but I have to verbally say that. But it's true. You can just about find anything on the internet. You know?
I apologize. Don't listen to anything I say. I'm just fired up. You know, I don't have children, but I have a heart for kids.
Man, I love
Rest
the babies,
assured,
man.
if they're around me, I'm always going to make sure they're taken care of. I mean, I had a part-time job where I was Santa's elf and the Easter Bunny, and I was over the whole entire thing. And then when I'd have those, I didn't dress up as Santa or anything like that. Ivan, come on now. But when we would have those predators that would come up with their phones and they would just stand there and stare at the kids while they were with Santa.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you got to keep it moving, you know. Or next there would be one that just wanted to sit there across the way, and I could see him with his telephotic lens taking pictures of somebody else's child.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can take pictures of me all day long. That's an innocent child. That's not going to happen. Not while I'm here.
Man, I gotta post that one again. It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. It is the truth.
I did wear ears though, Carolee.
Carolee said I could see you in the ears.
I did wear bunny ears, and I had elf ears too.
Well, that's happening right now, Nathan. Nathan said, you know, are probably going to try to sue the gun manufacturers of the guns. Yeah, that's happening already. I can't remember which brands it was, but some of them under attack already. They've been talking about that on the news. Huh?
It's probably all of them.
Oh yeah, they getting hit. They getting hammered, but you know, they got deep pockets, so they can get those good lawyers, you know. Here you go. Van W just dropped something, Tennessee guys. He said, even without printers, it's possible. The Luddy is a prime example. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
For real. So let them go ahead and try to cut the supply. They just don't know, like, we have to survive, man. And people have been surviving for so long. We'll figure out a way how to do certain things. And, you know, it's just not, you know, people, you know, it's not like we're just gun crazy or nothing. It has nothing to do with that. I think some people like them that much, but I mean, it's to me, it's just like, for me, it's a protection thing. It's two things, protection. And then what if one day you literally have to feed yourself? What if like that gun that you have or that firearm needs to be used to eat? You know? So you know,
I agree with that, Carolee. She was of age to purchase, and we don't know if she got them legally though, or if she's living with her parents.
She probably got them legally. I'm gonna just be real. If she's 23,
she was at an outdoor range. We don't have a whole lot of those around here.
Oh, she was at an outdoor range.
In one of the pictures.
Oh yeah, I think she
was in an outdoor range with her. Yeah,
I think she probably got them legally. And you know, and I'm gonna be real. If she did, boy, they gonna really try to let us have it.
That's the key thing. Is there need to be stricter background checks. What are you gonna check? You know, what else are you going to check? People are going to lie on there all the time and say that they're not mentally ill. But people are going to lie and say that they're not taking antidepressants. They're going to say they've never been admitted to a psychiatric hospital. I mean, and they're going to say they've never been depressed. Depression's a real thing.
Oh, that's
not a lifetime thing.
Man, listen, I wouldn't doubt that most of Americans deal with depression. I've seen some of the hottest women. When I say fine, I'm talking about white fine, vanilla fine, chocolate fine, and caramel fine. And they have been depressed as hell. Depressed. You could say one thing about whatever body part it is on them because they're so beautiful. And if it's something that's wrong with them and you start talking about it, they break down. And I'm looking like, girl, ain't really nothing really wrong with you. You tripping. Yeah. You really tripping, but it breaks them down because it's something that they don't like about themselves. And it can be other things that's going on that we don't know about, guys. You know, you may have this beautiful man or beautiful woman and they look so delicious, you know, just so scrumptious, so delicious, but internally some stuff going on. And you know what I'm talking about when I say this. It's just a part of life. That's what happens.
It's the ebb and flow of life.
That's just what it is. And so people get depressed and behind things they are not able to talk about to other people because they feel like those people don't understand them, or they feel like people will ridicule them and talk about them and make them feel bad. So people go into super deep depressions. Then they try to suppress the depressions with cigarettes a lot of times. And if you smoke cigarettes, I'm not targeting you. I'm just saying that some people do it. Weed, drugs and different stuff, alcohol, it can be a bunch of different things. None of us are perfect. I'm not placing blame on anything, but this is how life is, guys. It just is what it is.
Agreed.
I'm telling you. Jason just dropped something. He said HIPAA will be breached if they try to require it. Man.
Yeah.
I think it's leading up to something, bro. Like it.
And it even going back into HIPAA, because I deal with this on a daily basis, that you have now on your forms when you're going into the doctor's office, sometimes even through the emergency room. My hospital, it's on the emergency room form. Do you have firearms? Do you smoke marijuana? Do you use alcohol? All they have to do is subpoena that. If you marked yes by mistake or marked it at a point in time, you're done.
Thank God I don't do none of that. Thank God.
Even your doctor's office. I'm lucky enough that my doctor is a 2A person, and we can spend a whole doctor's appointment talking about guns, and no big deal, because he is very adamant about it. And there's other doctors that are like, no, you want to do this, don't want to do that. Or if they happen to see you somewhere, and they ask the question. If they ask me straight out, I say no. I never give them a yes or no if I have firearms.
Guys, this is some good information. Listen to her, guys. I never knew this.
Never tell them. Only reason that I knew is because my physician is a triathlete and he hunts. So I knew that he was hunting. I was like, oh, have you been hunting? He goes, do you hunt? And I was like, no. And he was like, first things first, I'm 2A friendly. If you have a firearm, I have nothing to say about it. I know your medical history. I've known you for 30 years plus. Okay. Another one of my doctors is just basically, he's like, hey, you know a lot of women's groups that support different things. Do you know any groups that would support women with firearms? And I'm like, why are you asking? I'm asking for my wife and daughter. And I'm like, sure. And he was like, didn't I see you at the range one day? Like, that wasn't me, but they will ask. And it's really none of their business. You can keep your information to yourself, just like Jason said. It's none of your business. And just because I've known mine and I am more than just their patient, I am friend and family because I go to their homes as well. So they know more about me than most people do.
Tennessee got us. This junk went down. I'm telling you, I had just got out of, well, I didn't get out of work. I was actually on lunch. I get an hour lunch, right? Hour lunch. Beautiful. Not 30 minutes, an hour, y'all. I had an hour lunch. I was sitting up at Old Charlie's. And next thing you know, everybody started talking about it. And then it was crazy. It was like a movie, I swear. And then the manager of Old Charlie's turned on had turned all the TVs to the news channel and turned it all the way up. And everybody was listening. And it was crazy. Like I said, when they said it was a girl, it's sad that us as men, we the ones that do all that crazy stuff. But when they said it was a girl, people lost it in there. Lost it.
Yeah. That is not something that normally women do. Women are normally protectors of children. The only time that I know in history or even just some research that I've done is that they're protecting their child. Their child was taken away from them for a domestic reason, or they're not going to be with their child anymore. And maybe the school had something to do with it, or someone at the school harmed their child. Those are the only time I could think of anything like that. A friend of mine said, do you think possibly the reason that she went back there is because a religious issue.
It could be though. Real talk. Because I'm gonna tell you
that happened to her as a student there.
Man, you never know, man.
That
I'm telling
she's
you.
Never dealt with or gotten over.
I'm telling you, you never know.
You never get over it. You just learn to live a different way with it. So there's just so many scenarios and so many questions that are going unanswered that we're probably not going to get the answers to. I haven't heard anything whether they found any kind of letter or manifesto or anything like that.
Haven't heard anything whether they found any kind of
letter or manifesto. Let me turn it down. Sorry about that. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was like, who's that other person?
That's me. My fault.
I'm like, oh, if you see, I'm looking. Where? Okay.
I had to do a post real quick. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So, we just really don't know. And something like this, it's, of course, horrendous for families, and it's a selfish act.
Mm-hmm.
Very selfish.
Oh, it's very selfish because it's just like
no regard to human race. At all.
That was bad. Now, that was bad. And I hate this. I don't even know if I should say this. I just wish the kids I wish everybody was taken out of the equation, but the kids though, man, like, it's just like, let the kids just run away. Let them run, man. If you gotta,
I want to give a shout out to those teachers that took those children out of the school and ran them to the fire department nearby. They took off running across the busy intersection to the fire department.
Wow.
They took them to the tree lines to hide.
Wow.
These were, my understanding, she went upstairs. And these children that got away unscathed were downstairs. They were hiding in the brush, the bushes behind the school in buildings nearby.
Wow. Carol Lee dropped something for you, Tennessee Goddess.
So she had something posted that she'd been like this since birth. So why would you put that person in that school where they don't believe in gays, etc., to begin with? That, from my understanding and my training, that happens from a religious point because the parents believe religion can solve it and change them, and it just makes the child more miserable or the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just children that go through it. I have a friend that for 45 years has pretended to be straight and finally just said, this is not who I am. Totally different.
I don't even know why people do that now these days, because really you could just be who you want to be. If you gay or if you a dyke or whatever, like, really, people
I'm a big believer. Labels are for cans and clothes and files, not people.
Well, back in the day, yeah, you had to hide.
I mean, you had to, but labels, period.
Yeah, but now you don't have to.
Yeah, label. Well, you kind of still do, because there's hate crimes against them all the time.
Man, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna end up running against one of these gay people, and these dykes is gonna be strapped up on them. See, they're gonna keep playing these games with people, guys. You know, just because these people are different, y'all gonna run up or start talking about them or whatever, and they gonna run up back on you. Leave these people alone, man. And again, I don't agree with that lifestyle. That's just not my type of lifestyle. But I still love people, man. Don't leave these people alone, man.
Whether you agree, it's not for you.
Yeah. Leave these people alone. Yeah, I'm not.
I agree, Shirley. It was a bad situation that was made worse, and something that she probably never forgot.
Yeah, man.
Just again, she was a broken person, and hurt people tend to hurt people. That's just, that's one of the lessons I've learned in the last 10, 15 years, that hurt people tend to hurt other people, regardless. It doesn't make them always feel better.
Wait a minute. Tennessee Goddess, Carol Lee, did she get the headmaster? Did she get him?
I'm not sure if she did. The adults were all over 60 years of age.
Somebody in the chats drop if she got the headmaster. I need to know. This is gun gossip. I need to know, because that's crazy. If she did, she went straight for, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was 2 females and a male that were killed, adult wise.
Dang. Dang, somebody just said they thought, okay, Carol Lee just dropped it. She said, I thought I heard that one of them was the headmaster. Dang. Dang.
Then that lets you know something went down back in the day.
Oh, you know it did. You know it did, and she never forgot about it.
No, she's still, like, again, hurt people. You know, she was out to do wrong, to right her what was wrong to her. And it just, you know, there's just so many things, and we can always speculate of what we think was going on in a person's mind, but that's just useless energy because we don't know. We don't know. I mean, love and light to the parents that lost their children, love and light to the people that lost a mother, father, aunt, uncle, you know, niece, nephew. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't one of the police officers shot at too, or shot?
Oh, dang. I don't know. I ain't hear about that.
I had heard that he was shot but not injured, like he was shot in the vest.
I ain't hear about that. I didn't. Oh, she was shooting back?
Yeah. That's why she engaged her. She engaged the police department. That's why they shot back at her, yeah. Dang. Everything that all the channels that I've watched said that she engaged with them, and that's why they shot back.
Dang. Well, guys, not a good situation. Carol Lee said no. One got a hand cut from the glass on the floor. Let's see. Mike said, what's more disgusting to me is Brandon standing on the bodies of the victims calling for gun control already. You know that's going to happen, bro.
Preach.
Man, this ain't going to stop. I'll tell y'all right now, if you think it's going to stop, it's just not. And again, it's just like, it's just not. I mean, you know, my whole thing is, I think it's even deeper than this. You know, I even think it's deeper than this. I just think it's a setup for a final showdown. I don't think the Civil War stuff is going to happen. Y'all could disagree with me all you want. I just don't think so. We too integrated now, even for people who didn't want to be integrated, black folks and white folks who didn't want to. We're too much integrated now. So I think that'll be a tough pill to swallow. But I do think a final showdown, and I don't know when, but where it's literally might be the civilians against the government or some crazy stuff. And if that happens, like, if you can take away firearms from people, you can subjugate them easier. It's a lot easier to do that when they don't have something to protect themselves. So then you can have your way with people when they can't protect themselves, and you make them do what you want them to do. They're easily to be manipulated, easily. Yeah. And so, you know, it's just like sheep. You know, it's just like sheep. And when one sheep run one way, you got a whole bunch of them that run the same exact way, man. It's like a little ocean. It's just so, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, this is a bad situation.
It is. And when you're talking about the Civil War, it's going to be a different kind of Civil War. It's not going to be race against race.
Yeah.
It's going to be people against people, the way that people think. You have your free thinkers and you have your people that are closed-minded about everything. And then you have your, I guess in my day, we'd call them the stoners that are just going to be over here going, hey, what's up? We don't care. Yeah. You know, oh goodness, I just dated myself in my day. Yeah. Man. So it's gonna, there's something is brewing, and it's, I mean, I can feel it in the weather. There's something going on.
I wouldn't doubt it, Carolee.
Yeah.
Because when you say in family against family, I can speak for my family itself. It's sad to say that literally we have cousins. So sad. Cousins that hate other cousins, literally will not speak to each other, look at you and not speak, walk past you and not speak, or talk bad about you, real bad about you, and behind your back to other family members or people. So like to me, I just don't consider that family. I could still try to love them, but I just don't consider that family when people do stuff like that. And so it's just like, you know, I believe that's totally, totally true. So, you know, I don't know. And it's been going on for eons, man, with stuff like this.
For generation.
Yeah.
We are a broke people. You know, we're broke in many different ways. Some of us are shattered. Some of us are broken. Some of us are just chipped. And not any of us have together 100%.
No, we don't. We don't. And something that, you know, I'm working on myself is to try to bring, you know, at least try to bring family together and try to work with people that, you know, may not care about you that much in your family and stuff. When I say work with, I mean just at least try to engage with them at least when you can. I ain't saying just give them a call every day. Hey, how are you doing today? No, I'm not talking about nothing like that. I'm just saying, you know, when you know, if you see them or something like that, you just say, hey, how you been doing? You know, you've been doing okay, this and that and that and this. And just the small talk matters, man. And I ain't gonna call out no names, but I got a family member in my family that I care about a whole lot. I grew up with this individual person. It's a guy, one of my cousins. Now, I ain't gonna call no names and nothing like that, but and so he's always been around the family and stuff like that. And when some family members passed away, I literally mentioned his name in front of everybody and told him I cared about him. And, you know, the issues that we have, this and that and that and this, I was like, man, we, you know, put that stuff behind, stuff like that. It was something like that pertaining to that I mentioned, but I made sure I told him that in front of all the family because I wanted him to know that. Now, the thing is, you know, would anybody else would have said that to me? Probably not. But I had the balls enough to get up there and say it because I meant it. And I just put it out there. I wanted to get that off my chest because I don't hate none of my family members, but I do know family members that may not care about me. And honestly, I frankly don't give a damn about that. But
exactly.
But it exists. And she has a very good point about that. Very good point.
Yeah, definitely. Because, you know, when you use like the old saying in the Black community, when Bit Mama's gone, the family kind of, I've experienced that. It just, you know, I was lucky enough to know all of my grandparents, great grandparents as well. And once they were gone, it just, the dynamic just kind of dissipated. Mm-hmm. You know, still on my mom's side of the family, she has a sister and 2 brothers left. We are the ones that get together for holidays. Mm-hmm. So, and that is something that my sister and I have discussed, that when it's my mom's time to go, that's something we're still going to, you know, happen to keep together. My brother doesn't live in the state, but when we do these family functions, we FaceTime him so he's there. Mm-hmm. You know, I have nieces and nephews that they don't live here in the state either, and they're not as close as I would love for them to be. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it is what it is. They're old enough. They're grown. They're all fully grown. They could reach out, but they tend not to. And, you know, so be it.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. Like I said, the only thing you can do is really, you know, especially with people that try to hurt you. I mean, if you're the type of person that's still wanting to show that person love, just always stay open, man, where you can at least have a small amount of communication with the person. And honestly, to be real with you, if you really want to think about it, you know, one of those sayings where they say, keep your enemies close. I really believe that. You got to, and I really, really believe that. And so, you know, it's sad to say that you would say that a family member is considered an enemy, but, you know, it's just hurtful, man. I don't even want to talk about it no more. It's hurtful, man.
Carol Lee's over here. She just spitting some truth tonight.
What'd she say?
Everyone thinks their opinion is the only one that should be heard, and they never want to hear opposing ideas.
Man. And then it's sad because family members team up with each other. So, you know, if you have a certain amount of family members who, you know, been doing other things, then they gonna team up with each other. And then you got the family members that may have went to Harvard or done great things, and then they tend to stick together with each other. And it's like, man, everybody all scattered and shit. It's like, man, come on, man. Like, bruh, I grew up with you. Real talk. Like, we played house, bruh. Like, at Granny's house. Like, we played house with money, and you know, we fought over who was gonna be the store owner. Like, for real. I remember all night, seriously, like, nah, bro, I want to be the cashier and the store owner. Nah, I want to, like, you know, so it's just like,
you played over who's gonna get the hat in Monopoly.
Man, I hated Monopoly because I wasn't good at it back in the day. I'm good at it now, but back in the day, it used to piss me off because I was just trying to understand, like, how am I losing these properties, man?
I was losing because I didn't have the car.
Monopoly is, if you really think about it, that game is a classic.
It is.
To this day, we can get people together to this day. And if you really know how to hustle and understand the economics of business, that game ain't no joke.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was for. My favorites now that they're making them for little small towns.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one for my hometown. I've seen them here in Nashville, Monopoly. So those are kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you say, Tennessee guy?
On the number of tables that got flipped from the game.
Because people took it serious, man. Nah, you had
tears, tissues, yes.
People had them properties. They had that money building up, buying properties, buying people out. Like, that stuff it's the real deal, man.
Like, how are you going to pick me? I'm your sister.
What's that, Carolee? What is that, Tennessee Goddess?
The Smurfyopoly. That's Murfreesboro's not Monopoly game. Yeah. They have, I think they have Springfield Monopoly.
Because they had different versions Nashville. Of it.
Yeah.
It was a different, man.
And it's all the little streets are named the streets in the city.
Y'all about to have me go buy Monopoly. I just need to keep that here just for when I had little parties and stuff, man. Like, that game is no joke.
Monopoly, Uno.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck yeah. And what is it? Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Carolee. Jason, is that game the game y'all showed me? Say it. What is it again, Tennessee Goddess? The name of you just said?
The Murphopoly?
No, the other one, Against the Humanity one.
Games Against Humanity?
Is that Cards the game y'all showed me? Cards Against Humanity.
She said Farkle.
Man, that game is the craziest game known to man. Oh my God.
Farkle and Cards Against Humanity. I tell you what, a friend of mine, she passed away in 2019. Mm-hmm. But the first time I ever played it, we were in Ohio at a sugar glider gathering, mind you. And I'm the only...
I need a little teddy bear sugar glider so I can just hold it up when you say it.
Like, I'm just the... I was the only person of color in the game, and the question came up.
What color were you? What color were you?
I was golden brown. I was bread crisp brown.
Little sprinkles on it.
I was bread crisp brown that day. But they said when I go to pull the card, and I forgot what the sentence was, and my card said, "I am the token black girl."
Oh damn!
Like, where did this come from? And then the next card I pulled says, "I am the only token."
Oh,
I was like, how in the world? So evidently I'm lucky.
Jason said Shanna and I have recently been playing, but I'm telling you, bro,
on
that
PS5?
game, yeah, they got it on Xbox, PS5. You can go crazy with it. Like, that game is a classic. And to be real, I'm gonna just be really real with you. When you're playing that game, you find out who really is the mover and shakers. Seriously. And the thinkers. You find out, like, people talk a good game, but when you get in a game like that, man, everything's shut down and you really start seeing what's going on.
That's true.
I love that game, man.
That is true.
Yeah. I like that game a lot. More sugar gliders, man.
This is the boy sugar glider. He has a palm.
I want you to get the real one again. Go grab him.
Oh no!
See if he
he's over there. He's eating his chicken.
Oh, he'll get pissed off.
Yeah, he's eating right now. He's got chicken. Corn,
I didn't know they eat chicken.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow night or Wednesday night shrimp night.
Oh, dang.
And he has a salad and he has watermelon and grapes. Last night I tried to give him a blackberry and he threw that thing right on out.
Oh, he ain't like that.
Did not like it, and it was a pretty big juicy one. And this morning when I come in to give him his treat, he comes right to me with this and he said, "Here," and just look at me like, I'm not the one. It was the other three that like those. I don't like it. But I'm like, okay.
Carol Lee said he eats better than me.
Right? Now, get a turkey neck. Give him a turkey neck. He will tear it up. It will be nothing left.
Hey, Shanna, I don't know. I'm feeling like the board game is where it's at though. Because it's just like you touching the money. You touch it like it's just something with it. And then those pieces, man, you know, it's super fun. But the thing is with that type of game, you literally got to dedicate hours for that type of game. I mean, especially if you have a lot of people. Is that the chicken he ate?
That's turkey neck, vertebrae.
Dang.
Completely cleaned.
Yeah. I ain't know sugar gliders eat meat like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
oh, dang.
That's the vertebrae. Look at the tail up in the air.
Come on, it's pretty too.
That was my ham and biscuit.
Hey, can you aim the camera over there so we can see him?
Nope, it's dark in there.
Oh, dang. All
Can't
right.
see in the dark. He's back in the corner.
I try to get y'all the personal up and close of the sugar gliders, man.
Now that I said something, he's gone into the pouch and he's just looking out. And every time I look over, he just goes back in.
Because you know you about to, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there he is.
Turn it sideways. Right there. Yep. Come closer. Just a little closer.
There.
Right there. Look at that, y'all.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's when I had 4. They're cute as can be. Except for at 2:00 in the morning.
Dang.
2:00 in the morning barking like a little dog.
You got male and female? Or male and male or female?
I had 2 male, 2 female.
Good. That way they can get it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need love too, man. Don't be They need some love, man.
Well, they're a little different.
What you mean?
The boys have a bifurcated penis.
Oh.
2.
Oh, dang. What if I had 2? That'd be awesome. Boy, that'd be... Oh, man. I'll be the man, boy.
You do know there is a guy that does have 2, right?
I'll be the man, huh?
There is a guy that does have 2.
Well, but does that mean that I get 2 girls, though? Real
Probably
talk.
Not.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
If you, we probably have to take this offline, but I'd heard an interview with him and I was like, what? Huh? Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, if you listen, ladies, any man with 2 of them, you better run. Now,
two of them that are 9 inches too. Yeah.
Man, come on now. Dang. You the man, boy. Like if I would play that song if I ruled the world. If I had to, boy, I'm telling you, nobody could tell me nothing. That'd be a serious situation right there, boy. Them sugar gliders got it going on. The man sugar gliders.
Hey, there's something else. I love my babies. There'll be a show coming up the 14th and 15th.
Oh, lies and deception, Jason. Jason said I have a hard time pleasing 1. Couldn't handle 2. They too expensive. You know, once you handle them, then it's the money. You know, too expensive, man. Women got to get pedicures, manicures. Babe, I want my hair done. What? They want their hair done, shampoo, then they want their little clothes. What else? Then they gotta have this stuff to make the wrinkles go away in their face. The list goes on. I'm just saying, Tennessee Goddess.
Not this one.
You a rare one, then. You a rare one, because
not this one. This one here is all about. You know what? Take it as you see it. I'll put makeup on sometimes. I didn't even put makeup on for y'all tonight. Sorry.
Hey,
I did put on a clean shirt and I showered. So I guess that's a bonus.
You know the beautiful thing about live, you ain't even got a shower. You could be smelling like crap and just come to the show.
Look, I work from home, so most of the time I'm in pajamas.
Hey. Hold on. Carol Lee said, I earned these wrinkles and gray hair. Thank you. Thank you.
Right?
Jason said, not mine. She just wants more guns. Oh, Lord. I feel for you, brother, because the ones she liked them expensive ones, too.
So
she likes them expensive ones.
1301's calling my name. One of these days.
One of these days.
Yeah. But after I saw that nice... what was it? I sent you a picture of that was like $145, a little 22 plinkster.
Mm-hmm.
A little plinking. I was like, I want one of those.
You be finding them deals, y'all.
Like, you can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. Like, man. But yeah.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up. I gotta get in here, relax. I gotta edit some videos for y'all. Y'all already know what video coming next. I ain't playing out here in the streets. Not playing, for real. Oh, I love them things. You about to have me go get some sugar gliders. Seriously. I'm dead serious. I think I'm going to do it. You're going to have to tell me more about them, though, so I can learn how to take care of them. How much were they? Because I think I want some. How much a piece?
It depends. There's some in Murfreesboro right now, $4.50 each.
Okay. Yeah, I want. If I do it though, I gotta have a male and a female. I cannot leave them.
You have to have two.
Yeah, they can't. They got to get it on, man. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah, can you see? No, that works.
Will they run away? Like if they don't, if you don't build
with one.
Are they kind of like dog mentality?
You become.
Or are they more like cats or what?
They you become mares. There's a lot of people that think you shouldn't have them. And there's others that say that it's fine. They are I guess bonding animals.
So it will come to you.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
You have to get them to bond to you. That's the hardest part. I used to be able to just stick my hand out and one of them would just come over and he would just sit on my shoulder the whole time.
Dang.
And then the first two that I had, I'd be at work and they would actually go into my hoodie pouch in my pockets or in the hood and just.
It felt like you protected him. Yep.
Yeah. They can smell you. They know who you are by your scent. They keep long fingernails, so they will actually punch into your pores of your skin, and they can say, "Oh, this is Mama," and then they'll start walking all over, and then they mark you because they'll pee on you and they'll poop on you, just like like a baby, and then they have you. The ones that we got were already 5 months old and didn't bond great. It just really depends where they come from. If they come from a mill breeder, they don't bond very well. If you get from a private breeder that handles them from day one, they are good. Yes, the teeth hurt, and probably the teeth hurt is because when you go into a pouch with your hands like this, to them it looks like a tree. And it's they become very defensive and look at it. So when you go for them, you should always have your hand up or just flat out, and then they'll come walk on it. So it's something for them too. The first day that I got mine, of course, I bought the first two from a mill breeder, and he just basically was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, they don't bite." The first time I grabbed one, I got bit. pretty deeply, and it hurt. Yes, they do bond better as babies, but it depends on the age, and you want to make sure that they're weaned. I've been in the glider community for 15 years now. On the board of directors for a glider group that we used to go around and do education on gliders and what to feed them. Also, gliders can eat their young. If there's something wrong with them, they'll kick them out of the pouch. They may eat them. They can get sick. The vet bills are not very cheap. My vet, for when I had 4, for them to trim the nails, it was $80 a month. Now that same glider charges $120 a month. You have hobby gliders. You have people that, like the ones that are in Murfreesboro currently, that person that breeded those, they're not lineaged. If they're not lineaged, you're going to have more behavioral problems from them because they are coming from mostly inbred. You will also have people that love them and they will have them like cats. 2 years ago, we had a lady, I think she was in Boston, and had 98 gliders.
Wow.
So 98 gliders in one household. They had their own glider room that was fenced in and so forth. All the gliders had their own jobs, but there were gliders that were missing feet, missing tails, missing ears. They have mating wounds. When they do mate, they will clamp onto the back of the neck to hold the female down. Ends up with a cut sometimes. They also have opposable thumbs. They have comber nails that are in the back. If they're not clipped quite often, they can end up cutting themselves. They will self-mutilate if they're by themselves. My little guy is, because he is by himself, he is nervous and he is overgroomed, so he's a little balding on the top. So hopefully in a couple of weeks he'll have a partner.
That's sweet.
Also, when you get new gliders, you're supposed to keep them quarantined for 30 days unless they've both been vetted, because they can have ick, which will cause them to have pouch sickness. The girls have a pouch where the babies are in. The babies are really teeny tiny, and when they're born, I know at least 2 people in the community that had gliders that have triplets. They have platinums. They have piebald. They have Cremino, Cremino hets, blackface, whiteface. There's all different kinds of them, and they're very popular in like Indonesia, Philippines, Asian countries, because that's where they come from. They prefer warm weather. They don't like it really below 60, or excuse me, below 70. So I try to keep him pretty comfortable.
That's sweet. That's very sweet.
They like to get out and roam. They're very inquisitive. I can tell you, one night I was in my office working and I kept hearing noise, and I'm like, what in the world? They had actually finagled and got the key lock on the door open, gotten out, and flew into the kitchen, and were on top. Not flew, but they climbed, and until they got to a place where they could fly up to, and got on top of the refrigerator and opened a bag of chips.
Wow.
And they were just going to town. There's chips everywhere.
Well, guess what? We are going to dedicate. Remember this. I think this will be a fun gun gossip. I might have to call it something else, but
okay.
We are actually going to have a gun gossip night. Sugar glider, gun gossip.
Okay.
And then that way, seriously, because for some reason people like them things when we start talking about them. So we'll do a sugar glider night where literally you can have it out and talk to us about it and tell us about it. I think that'll be awesome. I think a lot of people will like that.
Why not just pet night?
Yeah, let's do something like that. I think that'll be cool. It'll put a little different twist. Yeah, that would be a little fun night. So keep that. Remind me, because I'll be forgetting shit. So yes, we'll do that most definitely. Paul, we see you out there. Paul the Fifth out there, guys.
Hey, Paul.
What does he say? Let's see. From having our root beer face, Paul said, let's see. Let's post it. He said, yeah, it is. Jason showed us that. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, it is.
Fill us in, Jason, because the comments are not on my screen anymore.
Let me see. From having a roof replaced, our died to the. He said, yeah, it is. Jason showed us that. Huh. I wonder what Jason he talking about. I don't know. What you talking about, Paul? Drop it in the comments, bro. I don't know what you're talking about on that one. But we are about to wrap it up, guys. I got to get in here because it takes time to edit.
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game is the craziest thing on the man, guys. But we're about to wrap it up, guys. We really, really appreciate y'all coming through. Again, big time condolences to the family members, especially if they watch the show. And if they don't, it doesn't matter. We still send out condolences. You know, we send out prayers because I do believe prayer works. So, you know, we most definitely send that out to the family members. We're going to stay. Oh, snap. What happened? Can you still see the screen, Tennessee Goddess?
I can.
Okay, good. We're going to most likely probably follow up on this, guys, with another gun gossip once more information come out about what's going on and you know, and what's happening. Christine said, y'all keep your fingers crossed for my daughter. So yes.
What's going on with Phoenix?
Yes. Keep them fingers. Huh? I
told her spill the tea. We don't know what's going on with her.
Oh, go ahead and let us know, Christine, before we close real quick. And let's see. Mike said thoughts and prayers to, let me post his. He said thoughts and prayers to the victims and their family. Yeah, that's catastrophic, man. That's a bad situation. Bad, man. Don't touch the kids, man. It's like, and just really nobody. Let people do their thing, man. We have a lot of different people in this world. I mean, to me, that's why I always felt like that's, you know, it's just the different people in the world. You know, I didn't grow up, you know, everybody wanted to play football and basketball where I'm from. Football and basketball. And I'm like, that stuff really don't interest me. You know what I'm saying? I watched basketball for a minute, and this is not no shade to the basketball and football players, but I'm just saying I was cut from a different cloth, man. I just I was different. So just let people be who they are. Let people be different. And, you know, we can learn from people, and you never know who you may be entertaining sometimes too. You know, this could be your next president, or it can be somebody that's very influential. So just be careful how you treat others, guys. I think, you know, that's the main thing, because you never know what might happen. And prime example on what happened today. So again, my prayers go out, and I'm going to say it. I don't care if some of y'all get mad. Prayers go out to the person who shot the kids too. Period.
To their family.
Period.
To their family.
Period.
Everybody loses in this situation.
And I'm putting it out there. That's how I feel about it. Like, it's prayers to all those people, man, because you know, you don't know what that girl went through. You don't know what she went through. She could have went through, and this is not an excuse. I swear I'm not giving an excuse, y'all. I'm just saying we have to consider the people who doing bad things too, because we're all light. We all come from the same source. We come from the same source. We all begin as love and light. So if that's the case, we come down, we come for the experience. We come for the experience. And guess what? When you transition, man, this is just my belief. I don't think it's no hell. That's just my belief. You can argue with me all day. I think we go back to love and life. And you just have to deal with some of those consequences when you transition back over. And we're powerful enough as individuals and beings. Y'all heard me say this. We're powerful enough to create demons in our life. We're powerful enough to create things like that, because that's who we are, the essence of who we are as individual people. But that's just my viewpoint, and that's how I look at certain things. I used to look at it different, but now that I know some of the things that I know, it's a little bit different. And the experiences that I've had in my life, hence the reason why my channel is I'm Not From This Planet. I know that it's a lot more going on than you can ever fathom and imagine. And that's for a whole nother show, guys. Real talk. All right, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to play this music for the victims right now. And it's some cheesy music, but I'm still going to play it.
Love and Healing Light, Nashville.
Yep. That's how we going to do it, guys. We up out of here. I.T.T. I'm Not From This Planet. Ivan the Great, Ivan the Terrible, whatever you want to call me. I'm really not terrible, but that's just an old name. And then we got Tennessee Goddess, guys, the Queen Bee. What you got to say before we leave, Tennessee Goddess?
Loving, healing light for Tennessee.
All right. We out of here, guys. We'll talk to y'all later. Catch us on Gun Gossip Sunday unless emergency gun gossip come up. We'll holler at y'all.